Hi, I am Ava. Welcome to MiniOrange. Today we will configure user sync for Azure AD, Azure B2C plugin for WordPress. Using the plugin, you will be able to sync the user from the Azure AD or Azure B2C tenant to your WordPress site. The Azure AD User Sync plugin also supports integration with Microsoft Graph API, PowerBI, Sharepoint and Dynamic CRM. First, you need to make an Azure AD application. Log in to Azure AD portal as an administrator. On the home screen, under the Azure Services section, select Azure Active Directory. In the left tab, select App Registrations. Click on New Registration. Enter the display name of your choice in the name field. Choose the account type. In Redirect URL, select the platform as web. Enter the URL of your WordPress site. Click on Register. You will be redirected to its overview page. Copy the application ID and the directory ID. This will be your client ID and tenant ID. Navigate to the Certificates and Secrets section and click on New Client Secret. Add the description for your client secret and select the time of expiry of the secret. Click on Add. Copy the value of secret key. This will be your client secret key. Navigate to the API Permissions section and click on Add a Permission. Select Microsoft Graph and click on Application Permissions. Search for User, and under the drop-down list select user.read.all. Click on Add Permission. Click on Grant Admin Consent to grant consent for the permissions for the accounts in the domain. Now you have to configure the user sync for Azure AD, Azure B2C plugin. To download the plugin, navigate to the Plugin section of WordPress and click on Add New. Search for Azure Bi-directional Sync plugin and click on Install. Once the installation is complete, click on Activate. Once the plugin is activated, navigate to the Azure AD, Azure B2C User Sync plugin in WordPress. In the Manage Application section of the Azure Sync plugin, paste the application ID, client secret, and the tenant ID you copied from the Azure application. Enter the user principal name or the object ID of the user whose test attributes you want to fetch, and click on the Save button. Click on Test Configuration. And on the successful configuration, you will be able to view the attributes received from Azure AD. Navigate to the WordPress User Sync tab. To sync an individual user, enter the user principal name or the object ID of the user whose test attributes you want to fetch. Click on the Sync button to sync your Azure AD user to the WordPress database. Navigate to the Users tab to get the details of the synced user. To sync all users from Azure, click on Sync All Users button to sync all users to your WordPress site database. The user will be created in the WordPress. If the user already exists, then it will get updated. Now to view the user attributes which you have synced from Azure AD to WordPress, navigate to the Users tab in the Plugins section. Premium features also include user profile mapping, which lets you map attributes like username, email, first name, last name, display name to the attributes released from your Active Directory. Congratulations! You have successfully configured user sync for Azure AD, B2C with your Azure AD application.